Preview.
Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. It's Jacqueline again. I'm back here with you, and we have a wonderful surprise for you. We have the president here, the president and the founder of the Wilberforce Foundation here with us. We're blessed to have him with us today, and I'm honored to have him here to ask him some questions about how he was inspired to start this wonderful foundation and what has brought him to do the kind of work that he's actually doing now. You are welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you, Jackie.
Good. So tell us, Pastor, how has it been? You're here in the UK with us. I know, unfortunately, you'll be leaving us soon.
That's right.
To go back to Ghana. So how just overall, how have you found your visit to the UK?
As a matter of fact, I've learned a lot. Yeah. When I was in Ghana, I used to read a lot. I used to watch a lot of things, a lot of preachers, a lot of men of God, and I get a lot of information from them. But then, when I came here, I've learned a lot. You know, as a matter of fact, the system here is different from back home.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, the system here is very effective, and that help you in most of the things you do. Especially in education. If you want to improve yourself, if you want to develop yourself intellectually, it helps you because in every house here there is a Wi-Fi here.
Yes.
Unlike Ghana, before you can get access to internet, you have to go to the cafe, and sometimes the network is not good.
Yeah.
So for you to get access to information, it takes much time. And you see that's one of the things that is affecting us as black people, lack of information. I was listening to KSM in Ghana one day. I was listening to him on the YouTube, and he said something. He said, Ghana, we are 25 million, and he said only 3 million of Ghanaians have access to internet.
Wow. But there's 27 million people roughly about
That's
in
the
Ghana.
point. So if only 3 million of us have access to internet, it means that there's a problem. When you go to Ghana, most of the homes, there are no Wi-Fi's there.
Wow.
That's it. So you can, let's take for instance, you come to Kumasi. If Kumasi have about, let's say, 10,000 buildings, you can count only in about 10 that have Wi-Fi's there. So it's like we don't have access to information, and that kind of limit us because information kind of upgrade your intellectual capacity. It changes the way you think. It helps you to, it's kind of information. It accelerates the progress of your life.
Of course.
Information is like light. Like Duncan Williams said that the battle of life is between ignorance and illumination, right? When you are enlightened, it improves your living. So, in a nutshell, when I came here, I've learned a lot.
I can imagine.
I've learned a lot. And Sister Jackie, there's something that really breaks my heart when I came here. My heart really bleed. Most of the people, especially most of the black people who were born here, don't know what they have. They don't know what they have. If they know what they have, they would have taken advantage of it because they have access to information. They have access to free education. Like they can intellectually sophisticate themselves and empower themselves and do something better with their lives. But you see a lot of them on drugs, a lot of them leading reckless life, and most of them, go to prison on that, and it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. I'm being even emotional. In our church, you realize that most of the period they weren't born here. Most of the black people, they weren't born here. They came from Africa, and they will struggle. Some of them even don't. Some of them don't have their papers. Some of them have immigration issues, so they will struggle, go through thick and thin, in order to make life for some of these young people. But at the end of the day, they forget the kind of price their parents have paid for them to be here. You see,
I think just on that point, Papa, I'd like to say that there's a very high percentage of crime here, especially in London, where I live, where I've been brought up all of my life. A very high percentage of crime. You know, a lot of people back home seem to think that London, that the UK is that the streets are paved with gold. Let's just not get it twisted here. That is not the case. Now, just as Papa is saying here, you know, a lot of the children end up living reckless lives while their parents work so hard to give them a better life. That should be an indication of how difficult it is here. What do you think must be happening in society for parents to overlook the problems that their children are falling into? That should tell you that they spend the majority of their time working to eat. It is not easy in this country at all.
But you know, Jackie, the point is, if you say it like that it's not easy. If I go to Ghana now and tell people it's not easy here,
They
nobody's
won't listen.
no. It's not like they won't listen.
Yeah.
The point is, nobody will get what you're trying to say,
because it's not easy back home either. I guess
that's the point. Not even as such, you know, but the kind of things we see on television. You see, the kind of things we see on television.
Yeah.
We see people, you know, even the actors here.
Yeah.
And even in Hollywood, you see them living very good and living an executive life. So we think that is how is it here, you know. But most of our people back home don't know that some of our people here want to even come back home, but they can't even come.
That's true.
You see, like I think when I was talking to you, I was telling you that, you know, most of our people back home don't know how the system runs here.
Yeah.
They don't know that there's this immigration system.
Yes.
We think that the moment you get in here, you can do whatever you want to do. Yeah, when I talk about you can do whatever you want to do, I'm not talking about messing up. But you know, we think that the way Africa is, that is how this place is. Because in Ghana, I can travel to Nigeria and just go and settle there.
Yeah.
You know, and do any work I want to do without any restriction. But you know, when you come to this country, when I was coming like this, I came on a volunteer visa.
Yeah.
If you come on a volunteer visa, you are not supposed to work.
Right. Yeah. That's true.
You are not supposed to work, and you've come here, you know, as a volunteer for an organization. So even it is supposed that it is only the organization you can work for, and you are not going to be paid for the work you work in. You know, they are just going to spend on you reasonably.
That's right.
You see, so the type of visa some of the visas you bring will not allow you to work, and even when you are employed by an employer, and the UK Border Force agent people gets him, I think as last year the person is going to pay £10,000.
That's right. So it's a deterrent to stop employers from taking on illegal workers.
That's the point. And you know, most of our people, Jackie, most of our people come here. They come here on a visiting visa.
Yes.
And when you come here with a visiting visa, you know, when you're going for interview, they will ask you, what are you coming to do here? And you tell them you are coming to visit, and then they will give you a visiting visa. And according to the immigration rules, visiting visa doesn't allow you or permit you to work.
That's right.
So if you work and they get you, they will deport you or they will send you back home.
Yes.
If somebody employs you and they get the person, they are going to charge the person £10,000. So you realize that most of the companies will not employ you. So our people come here and become stranded.
That's right.
And you see, most of our people are even educated. I know of my church, there are some of the people in my church, they educated back home, but they have literally become useless here. The reason is that, you know, their immigration status does not allow them to
That's right.
to work, you know. So when I came here, Jackie, I've learned a lot.
Yeah.
I've learned a lot, and it really breaks my heart the way some of our people are suffering here.
Seriously.
You know, being a pastor, most of the people in the church, they will come to you and then tell you their problems, the kind of things they are going through, the kind of depression and the pressure they are going through. And it's like, back home, when you tell people, they will not believe you. They will not believe you because we back home we don't understand how the system work here. Even when I was coming, I didn't know.
You see, I think one of the problems is that I made a video some time ago, and I did mention that the problem here with British born children or children born in the UK is that we take what we have for granted.
That's the point.
We get free education. The system here is such that by the time you get to the age of 5, you have to go to school.
That's right.
If your parents, if your parents are irresponsible and they don't ensure that you are in school from the age of 5 years old, there is a danger of them being imprisoned. That is how serious it is. So by fire, by force, you have to go to school and learn. That is the difference, you see. But we take it for granted because the majority of our schools are free. We have information at our fingertips. We have Wi-Fi on every corner. The Wi-Fi, if the streets are not paved with gold, then they're paved with Wi-Fi.
That's right.
Wi-Fi is everywhere.
That's right.
You know, so there is no excuse for being able to accumulate information. Information, we know, is power, but the power is not there without the control. Now, this is something that our UK children do not have. They do not have these disciplines. They do not, I mean, the cultural base at which they have been brought up with it has been flawed. You know, luckily for myself, my dad, being an Ashanti man, he was very cultural and he really brought us up with this, be proud of where you come from. The history of which we're coming from. A lot of the children that are born in this country, when you mention Africa, is synonymous with slavery, it's synonymous with oppression, it's synonymous with ignorance, death and war. But this is what the media are portraying. So whereby in Ghana, my people in Ghana watch the telly and they see, wow, UK is the place to be. People are living large.
That's right.
Here, we see, wow, Africa, me, I don't envy these people at all. Unless you've been brought up.
That's right.
With that encouragement and to know that where you come from is a powerful place.
That's right.
You know, Africa is a powerful place. You see, the problem that we have is that our continent and our country in particular is so rich with raw materials. We don't realize how rich we really are. But the problem is that we don't have the technological know-how. We don't have the up-to-date knowledge. We don't have the resources. We don't have the educational institutions.
That's right.
You see, we haven't got the up-to-date information and the hunger to know and the hunger to know the know-how is there. Is there in Ghana.
That's
but
right.
we haven't got the resources.
That's the point. That's the problem.
But the thing is, if our brothers and sisters come over here, they have access to that information to be able to exploit it. But how do you live from day to day as you're trying to exploit that information? As you're saying,
that's right.
Papa, it's not easy.
That's the point.
It's not easy. So now, the only thing that I can think about is, okay, then we need to bring it back home. We need to bring it back home. Now, what you find is that there's a shift. There's a paradigm shift. What is happening is that a lot of the UK Ghanaian borns, the UK born Ghanaians, they're going back to university. They're getting the knowledge and they want to come back home. So why do you want to come here? Because we want to come back there. We don't want to be here. Because here is synonymous with oppression. Here is synonymous with bureaucracy. Here is synonymous with mental slavery. There's no freedom here. Freedom has been hidden, and freedom is a concealed bondage in this country. That's what people don't know. But there's a blessing in being here. Is exploiting the knowledge.
That's right.
You know, and it pains me that our people, we're so intelligent. That is one thing that you cannot argue about. Ghanaians, we are very sharp. We're very, very blessed with brains and knowledge.
That's right.
And the good thing, I'm so proud of where I come from. We are natural entrepreneurs, naturally, because we have to eat, we have to survive. So you will find a way. All it takes, a pair of trainers in this country, a pair of fancy Nike Air trainers can cost about £120. How much is £120, Papa, in cities?
£120 in cities. I think it will be about 800 cities.
And what can 800 cities, Papa, what can that do for somebody in Ghana?
For 800 cities, you know, can start a business.
Do you see my point? Now, this is what Wilberforce Foundation is all about. We are here trying to live a high life. We want the latest trainers. We want the latest jeans. And even our women, oh my gosh, that one is another story. We'll talk about that later. Papa, you know, you've seen it with your own eyes.
That's right.
But everybody wants to look some way, and they feel that that is going to put them on a higher seating. Oh, you've got it so wrong. Now, the money that we're wasting trying to make ourselves feel better externally is not going to help you internally. It's not going to help you spiritually.
That's right.
It's not going to do anything for you, you know? But then you're filtering away that money while our brothers and sisters, our children, small babies are dying. They're suffering. They're not getting the education. They're not getting the resources. And if they had even just a fraction of that money that you're spending for trainers and shoes, oh, the difference that they will make in this world, you know? So please advise yourselves, my brothers and sisters, advise yourselves accordingly. So